Hi everybody, welcome to this qualifying round guide video for the big game 9-hole cup here on the BK Golf Clash YouTube channel. We're playing Expert Division. Please give me a thumb up on the playthrough if you don't mind, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Help me get to 20,000 subscribers. Plenty of drops here to use as references. Take a token or two, build in your own tweaks as needed for wind angles and wind strength, and according to play style you might want to make any particular changes. Plenty of drops, like I said. We've got some tweaks as well suggested for anything that I didn't drop. Leave me a comment, let me know how you get on. Let's get started with hole number 1. Aggressive option here for those that want it with a Berserker and APOC. 5.8 top spin, 1 bar side spin to the left. Stretch out and find the position here with spin added. You'll see the ball guide just going over that part of the rough and the sand there. Stretching out a few rings with APOC 5 and 6. We're then going to pull back before we make our adjustment. It's to the top of plus 20 with APOC 5 plus. That will be to the top of 26 yards with APOC 4. Adjust max plus 10. Like I said, pause the video, take a screenshot or two. Make sure you get that initial aim correct with your bullseye on the fairway pad. Adjust max plus 10 P5. Max overpower, no curl, slower needle, which is nice, and then we hit perfect. It might need a wind angle tweak or two on this one if you don't fancy going aggressive and the risks associated with that, which may be missing the rough completely or landing in the sand or the rough. Then lay up to the left instead. But all being well, a very easy putt for the eagle. Very difficult hole here with this pin placement. Max backspin with the quarterback here, level 10. Then we're going to find our position with P3 min line, inner ring touching the beginning of the fringe. It's difficult to see on the replay here. I strongly recommend you take a token or two because this is a very weird setup, but it's worked very nicely for me. So max backspin, then we find our position on the P3 min line, then we adjust min plus 15 power 4 settings. Now, we are going to make a rough bump here. It's a bit of a blind setup, 7.1 rings for me in this wind strength. It will need a wind angle tweak or two. Make sure you hit perfect, fully centered ball, no overpower, no curl. And because we aim at a lower point, we catch the rough exactly where we want to. And this falls for a hole in one, but it is a very difficult shot. Here we're going to go aggressive on this par 5. Top of plus 25 with APOC 5 and above. Bullseye will be directly over the second cut of rough. Very hard to see from this video, but zoom in. Just follow the line down there of where the rough line is. APOC 4 will be at P5 max. Then we're going here with 5.8 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the right, adjusting max plus 10. And then we are going to push up to the starting point. So for APOC 5 and above, that will be top of plus 25. APOC 4 will push up to max. It is going to be a shaky needle, unfortunately, but it is a good chance for an albatross with a well-executed drive. 3/4 ball curl to the right, full overpower. Bouncing nicely here on the fairway, and we're going to clip the rough and roll out. Drive distance here is going to be in the region of 450 yards. Second shot, find the minimum distance line. Then we will need to push up at least 5 rings from min in order to have room to adjust back. So I'm adjusting 5 rings up from min, pushing up rather, and then adding spin as required to get the ball guide as follows. It's going to be about 3 to 3.5 backspin, little click of right spin if needed, but you want to aim here with the ball guide going to the front of the cup because we have a tailwind. 5 rings from min is going to be 5% slider, 10% elevation, and we are using power 5 numbers because we're using a power 5 ball. 1% per ring from min with the thorn, pulling over the bullseye, and this is going to have a very good chance of a drop for the albatross. If you don't want to go aggressive, of course, play a drive down the left-hand fairway with the Kingmaker and then attack the pin with a distance sniper shot instead. Rough bump here, we're going to start with a basic ball and add spin. We are going in this instance with 2.2 backspin, and then once we've found our position with the inner ring, the green ring touching the rough. Ball guide is going to go over the left half of the cup, you can see there. We're going to switch to a Kingmaker or a Kingslayer. Keep the wind below 8 miles per hour for the best chance of a drop. Mid plus 15, power 4. You will need a wind angle tweak or two, but this is kind of the middle angle, so it gives you a good solid base to build up your shot from. If you want to take a token or two and dial in your own wind angles, then by all means do so. Increase your drop rate. Perfect ball, no overpower, no curl. Mid plus 15, power 4. Don't have to start with a basic ball, but it's very nice to not add any unwanted side. We're going to drive the green here with a Titan and Thor's Hammer 6 plus. 7.6 topspin, 2 bars right spin, and find the position here. You don't want that shorter ball guide. You could see there I'm moving it along and around to find that nice sticky spot from left to right where you don't get the shorter ball guide. If you set up at the wrong point, you might get stuck in the rough. So there's your start point there. Plus 11 with Thor's Hammer 6. If you don't have Thor's Hammer 6, you can use the extra mile 9 here for your top spin. Of course, you have less accuracy though. Max plus 5, power 3. I'm going for a Titan here because I want more wind push really. You could go with a Kingmaker if you have high wind with a Kingmaker, but you know, it's nice to go cheap sometimes with the Titan. Max plus 5, no overpower, just a plain ball shot, and this is going to catch the rough very nicely, and the top spin will take us out for a very easy wedge for our eagle on this par 4. If you're enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to support the channel and help keep it free for everybody, you can do so by making a small donation in one of 3 ways. You can click the thanks button underneath the video, you can use the PayPal link in the description down below, or you can become a channel member as well if you wish. We're going to play a drive with the big topper here. We're going to add max top spin and 1 bar side spin to the left. Then with big topper level 6, I'm setting up with the yellow ring touching the rough, the top left of the yellow ring at plus 11. Ball guide as shown, you'll see it's just pointing to the edge of the fairway up ahead. Different club levels may have a different accuracy or start point, so make sure you check out in case you need to modify anything there. Max plus 10, power 3 settings. With the big topper, of course, it is very important to hit perfect. You could use a Thor's Hammer in high level, kind of 7 and 8 here. Anything with max topspin is good. Half a ball curl to the left just before the circle drops as overpower. Make sure you hit perfect though. Great left may catch the rough from the get-go, so just be advised. Single great left, I think you'd be okay though, but take a token or two and test first. Drive distance 352. Second shot, we're going to play rings from min. I'd just like you to tweak the aim here. I push up 5 rings from min, and I like the adjustment. I'm playing it -5 elevation, power 3 settings, adding 2 bars of topspin, but you want to push up rings from min to have your top of the red ring touching the rough. And here you can see I've got the ball guide going through the hole. But we just want to tweak the aim here. I missed this one to the side, so make sure you just offset by the amount that I missed by. Like I said, I really like the adjustment here. I don't want to change that. For 5 rings up from min, I'm playing it 13% on the slider, -5 elevation, power 3. I like the adjustment, don't want to change it, but we just need to tweak the aim point. Perfect pull away, you'll see how much I missed by here. Should be a simple tweak to put in. Just want to be aiming that one to the right edge of the cup. Start by adding spin with a basic ball here to avoid any unwanted side. We're going with 2.8 backspin. Then we change to the ball that we're going to hit and find our position. And it's going to be the top of the inner ring touching the rough line, ball guide going over the left half of the cup beyond the hole, you can see by a good couple of green squares. Switching to a Kingslayer in this instance because I don't want wind above 8 miles per hour just to increase my drop percentage. Not been testing this one in high wind, so try and keep that wind below 8. Or test with a token first. Mid plus 15, power 3 settings on this one. Mid plus 15, power 3. It looks like the ball guide well, it's showing a ball guide is going through the hole by a couple of green squares at least, but you're going to be okay because of the headwind. It will take the pace out of the ball. So mid plus 15, power 3, subject to any wind angle tweaks you might need, will catch the rough very nicely and gets us in nicely there at the pin for a hole in one. No move target here, so make sure you start with your APOC and a Kingmaker. 5 top spin, 3 left spin. Adjust max plus 10 power 3 settings. The idea here is to clip the rough and roll out to the middle of the next piece of fairway. Once we've adjusted, if you've got APOC 4, you would need to push up 1.7 rings. If you have APOC 5 and above, you don't need to push up at all. So the push up is only for APOC 4. 3/4 ball curl to the left, no overpower. I'm not even using the circle drop as a reference here, so I'm just pulling horizontally across. Make sure you do the same method here. Catches the rough nicely, rolls out right down your drive distance. You'll need it for the approach, around 350 yards. Here we're going to add 4 bars of backspin on the thorn and setting up with the bullseye here on the fringe, and the ball guide here will be just going to the front edge of the cup. And you'll see I give you a zoom in here, just trying to find that centered position here. And you can see the 4th bounce barely visible, but it is just at the front edge of the cup because the tailwind will push us a bit nearer the hole. For a drive of 349 yards, we're going to play 40% slider, 0 elevation, 2% slider per yard. So if you drove 350, you would be nearer and you would go with 38% slider instead. Pull over the bullseye here, centre the ball very nicely, and a perfect ball is going to have a very good chance at a drop. We're bouncing on the fringe and the backspin grabs, just checking the ball up in time, getting that one in off the pin for the eagle. A very boring par 5 here, almost got the eagle. It's one that you can tweak though. Blue ring touching the rough on the right at the top of plus 10 with APOC 5 and above. 5.8 top spin, 1 right spin. Will be P3 max with APOC 4, and you would have 30% of the blue ring over that lapping the rough in your instance. APOC 7 and 8 will have a different ring references. Max plus 10, power 3, making our adjustment here, and then we're going to take our shot, going with circle break over power. So the first point where the circle breaks into the triangles, no curl though, just want to hit a perfect ball. Slower needle obviously because we're not at max. Perfect ball is going to do us very nicely here, bouncing over the patch of rough and the sand, and we're getting a drive distance here of around 380 yards. No need to push it any further than that because we're going to make an approach, or rather a transporting shot with our sniper. 3 top spin, half a bar of right spin. You might need to vary the spin though here, depending on your drive. And you want to aim just left of centre between the rough and the nearest bulge in the sand. So make sure you pause the video, take a look at where I'm aiming here. There's an awkward ridge on the fairway. It's either going to make the ball curl to the left or the right. So I'm just aiming to the left of that kind of hill. 1 to 1, so 8.4 in wind, going 8.4 rings. A small 1201. If you have any 1159 here, you might roll long into the bunker. So make sure you err on the side of caution. Small 1201 on the pull angle. We've got tutorials on that and a lot of other methods mentioned on the channel. Rings from Min, slider. Check out the Academy tutorial playlist. Laying up nicely there, we're going to play a rough bump here, making a pin check first. Bullseye directly over the pin, plus 3. And then we're going to add spin. 2.2 top spin, 2 bars right spin, set up with the inner ring or the green ring touching the rough. And it's going to be the ball guide offset as shown to the left. There's a small gap between the left edge of the pin and the edge of the ball guide. This is a tweak according to the miss in the video. I think I played this one 72% slider. I would recommend for a pin check of plus 3 you go 80%, pulling over the bullseye, minus 15% elevation. I just wanted to add 0.2 here. That will be my recommendation. Try it, see if it works for you. If not, you could increase the offset of the ball guide. A couple of things you could try really, but take a token or two, Not many people are going to be dropping eagle all the time on this one, so it is going to give you a good chance, really. Build on that adjustment, like I said, good chance for the eagle with that rough bump. Thank you very much for watching this video on the Big Game 9-hole cup here on the channel. Hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. Please join us over on Facebook as well. Over 12,000 members there. Free guides, shot sharing, discussion points, and a chance to interact with me and loads of other helpful members of the community as well. Free to join. I'll see you over there. Good luck, everybody. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.